So here I am again with the second of these cruise vlogs, and as you may or may not notice, my voice is pretty dead. Went to the London Bass show, not this last weekend but the weekend before, and it was a little bit loud and I was talking a bit too much, and I'd got a cold anyway, and my voice has pretty much died on me. So you'll notice there's been no live streams this last weekend, and I've not had a video out because I basically couldn't speak. So, but anyway, this cruise gig is a week tomorrow, so a week on Wednesday. And I've not really started getting ready for it yet still. I've had a few parts sent through from the band leader, well, quite a few parts, in fact, most of the pad actually. And I've had a look through a bit of it, and it looks pretty straightforward. So today I'll just talk about the type of band that I'm going to be playing in, and the sort of material that you're likely to encounter if you do that type of band. Now, when you think about cruise ships, the band that kind of springs to mind for most people is the theatre band. So on most cruise lines you have a theatre with a lot of Broadway kind of West End kind of shows in there, and there's usually a band in there, like they're sometimes called the orchestra, but it's basically a theatre band, and it could be anything from 5 up to maybe even an 11 or 12 piece band. There's usually going to be a brass section, etc. So that's the type of band that you'll often get to play for. The band that I'm going to be playing in next week is more of a visiting lounge band, and we'll be playing in pretty much in a bar. So there's a bar with a dance floor, little stage, and the material could be anything from ballroom music to easy listening, country and western music, pop stuff. You basically got to get a bit of a dance floor. The passengers on this particular cruise line tend to be in the older age range, so the type of material is probably going to be ballroom orientated with a few pop things thrown in, probably from the 60s and 70s kind of eras. So, you know, I mean, it could be different. You know, it might be a themed cruise or something like that with a much younger set of passengers in there, but generally they're going to be in that older age range. Like I say, I had a look through the parts that the band leader sent through, and there's a pretty diverse pad. You know, there's a lot of different eras in there. There's everything from, you know, ballroom music, like old school ballroom music, all the way up to modern day. So I suspect that we're going to be using some of that older stuff, but I could be wrong. As well as the standard lounge gig, these type of bands also tend to play outside. So we'll play sailaways, tropical nights, theme nights, you know, that kind of thing. Depends on what the Ents manager or cruise director, what they want to schedule, really. In terms of gear, you usually just have to take your own instrument. I mean, sometimes I'll take my own amp on board, but they do have amps on there. There'll be a PA system, there'll be a set of amps. So I'll take my basses, the keyboard player will take his keyboards, you know, singer will take a mic, etc. There's usually also a drum kit provided, but a lot of the time drummers, you know, you can imagine the state that some of this stuff is in, so often drummers will just bring on their own kits. Like I said, I have actually taken my own bass amp on board quite a few times on ships, and this time I don't think I will. I think I'll just use the stuff on board because I'm only going away for 2 weeks. So as I get closer to the gig next week, I'll do a few more of these vlogs. You know, hopefully my voice will be a little bit better then, and I'll fill you in on a few more things that go on the ship before I go. And I'll also give you a rundown of the things that I'm going to be taking with me and show you how all of that works. So yeah, so see you in the next vlog.